Um, okay, it's going now. So yeah, wait one sec. These ads pop up, and I just want to make sure it's still recording when I close the ad. All right, yeah, we're good. All right. Uh, hey everyone. It's Zach, Ohio skater, or friend of the vibe. Back with Michael, Mighty Elf again. And we're gonna have another chill discussion. The last one, I don't know why I called it a debate. It was really just a discussion, but I wanted the names to be consistent. But I'll just call this one a discussion or whatever. I might edit the name of the other one or something like that, but that doesn't really matter. But we're just gonna have I know you guys probably saw if you are a fan of the channel, you probably saw that we had a religious debate. A debate about religion. That was our first debate. And right now we're going to have more of a discussion about similar thing, spirituality in general. We're going to share a little bit about what we both believe and kind of have a bit of a just see where it goes, just see where it takes us. So
maybe we can propose like a sort of question for like a general question for this topic. Like I was thinking, the title of a video to be, what is a useful spirituality? What is a useful religion?
okay.
And yeah, why should we believe certain things and not believe others?
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So do you Yeah, so since you came up with the question, I feel like you should go first, so I can get an idea of where you're coming from with this. So why don't you go ahead and talk about what you believe? So and why and why?
Yeah, sure. Honestly, I think the best spirituality is the one that is useful for you. So, I am okay if you believe in Christianity. I'm okay if you believe in Islam. I am okay with anything you believe with, as I'm just okay. But I mean, I think it's the important factor is that it's useful to you. So for some people, I know that they can't be Christian. They just don't like it. They just don't like some of the values, and that's okay. Other people like it, and that's okay too. And I really think this whole debate around trying to demonstrate, trying to logic God, trying to find the arguments and why God exists. I think that's really a waste of time. Unless it's done in a sort of good faith way. But usually this stuff is done in like a kind of bad faith way, where people just try to just give reasons for God, like as if they need reasons to believe in God. But I think that's just not a good approach. I think that's totally not good. I just don't think you need to logic God. I don't think you need to logic spirituality, religion. I think religion, spirituality, it's in the name, spirit. It's something like of a soul. So, and the same thing with God. You you have to kind of know God. You have to like believe in Him. You don't need to logic Him into existence. I have gone. I myself have tried to look for arguments for God, because I was born as a Christian, but I wasn't religious, like, never. So I was just curious to see if is this just some sort of bullshit, or what are we believing this? Because, like, I grew up in Orthodox, in a way more religious country than America. So so people are way more religious here, and I didn't know why are people believing this. Is it just bullshit? So I looked for arguments, and really, it's just you can kind of make arguments for God, but I don't see the point in it. It's really it goes any way you want. I feel like you can argument in for any position here. You can argument that there is God. You can argument that there isn't God. But I think this is not why you should believe in God. I think you should believe in God if you need Him, if you want Him, or you know Him, you feel Him, and yeah, it's really it's in the name spirituality. It's something that comes from the soul.
Yeah, I think
Wait,
I
sorry.
uh
Sorry. Let me. So just to wrap things. Wrap my position in a short version. I think you should believe in what's useful to you personally. Like, that's the best spirituality. You should believe in what you think is best, what you think is closest to the truth, or the truth itself. I don't know, something along those lines.
yeah, I think I'm very much in line with your position as well. I think that there. So I mean, for a long, I was raised in a Roman Catholic family, but the only people who were really super religious were like my grandparents, that generation. My my parents would say they are Catholic, but and we went to church a decent amount when I was young, actually. But but we stopped for a while, and but they still call themselves Catholic, and but for a long time. So I saw that, and I just thought, like, you know, I mean, not to hate on my parents, but like, is this like is this a serious, like, do they serious, like, they don't really read the Bible, they don't really go to church, but they call themselves Catholic? Like, what's the deal? I kind of thought like I kind of thought like they should know more about it if they're gonna call themselves Catholic, and but they didn't. But so I just called bullshit on it when I was young and was agnostic for a long time. But my mom told me later on in life, actually more recently, that she just wanted me to be a better person than she was, which I get. You know what I'm saying? But cause I asked her, I was like, you know what, like, well, cause I started going back to church. I started going to church again more recently, which I discussed in our first debate. And it was a Protestant church, and she was like, you're free to go to whatever church you want to go to. I just took you to a Catholic church because that's the church my mom took me to, and you were always allowed to make your own decision, but I wanted to give you like a base of knowledge you could go off of. Is what she told me. And she said she just wanted me to be a better person than she was. So yeah, it's all good. I'm not hating on my parents or anything, but so I was agnostic for a long time, and but yeah. Then I kind of the what I thought was like, there's no way to prove that God exists, and there's no way to prove that God doesn't exist. It's like by the very nature of religion, humans will never, I don't think, definitively prove that either way. And so I just thought it was a stupid thing to argue about, a stupid thing to think about. I just didn't want it to be a part of my life. I just thought it was a waste of time. But then I sort of started coming back to religion a bit. I got into Taoism first, which is a ancient, really old Chinese religion. And but talking about usefulness, I started looking into Christianity again because I felt like me living in the United States. What's up?
Yeah, sorry, you cut off when you started talking, when you got into Christianity.
Oh yeah, my bad. I got into Christianity again because after I was into Taoism, I got very into Taoism, and I still am very into Taoism, but I got back into Christianity because simply living in the United States, I felt like there's so many Christian churches around, and there's not many Taoist temples, so maybe I can make a lot more friends if I go to a Christian church, you know what I'm saying? And so it worked. I made a lot of friends. I was invited to a church by a friend I met on Facebook, in a Facebook group, and I had a good time. There were a lot of people my age there. It was that's why I liked this church, because a lot of the other churches I had gone to before, because I was kind of going to churches here and there, but a lot of the other ones I had gone to were mostly like old people. But this church had a lot of people my age there, like 20s, late 20s, early 30s, stuff like that, So I made a lot of friends my age, and it was cool. But I started to realize, like, they really are super serious about it, and I don't know if I can be that serious about it, because I still have that agnostic voice in the back of my mind. Like, some of these people I meet, they think it's true. They will argue, like you said, they will argue for it, that God exists, and there's no question to them, and that I don't think I could ever get there. You know what I'm saying? That's not possible for me. So
do you understand why they do that?
What?
Do you understand why they do that?
I don't know why. Why do you know? I don't know why.
Well, I think it's because people generally see arguments like as stuff that will give you like bonus points for believing something. So like they make an argument for God, so like that's bonus points for reinforcing the belief. And I'm like I think okay, like they can do that. But I think it's best when you don't do that, and you try to know God, not through cheap arguments, logic, but through your soul.
Yeah. No, for sure. Because when I started getting back into religion, I read this. I got a couple of these books that were like about religion, but from like a very actual like scientific angle, explaining like real rational reasons, like why people believe in religion, or why it's good to believe in religion, or stuff like that. Like psychologically, and and this stuff didn't exactly like align with the Bible. You know what I'm saying? But it made sense to me. Just as a general for any religion, a general thing for any religion. And 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 so yeah, but yeah, so that's another thing. Like I very much like I I mean, so deism, which we discussed about in the debate, believing God based on rationality, believing God based on science, belief in God based on science, and we touched on that, which is like yeah. So that's why. So I got into that after reading some of those scientific arguments type stuff. But anyway, all this to say, I think that that's just my background really. But my favorite religion is Taoism, for sure. And it's because the reason it's my favorite religion is because of there's one reason, which is the biggest reason, and it's because the Tao Te Ching says there's various translations. There's so many translations of the Tao Te Ching, but one thing it says.
It's like really old, so.
What's up?
It's like really old, so it's people don't even remember the original meaning.
Yeah, but anyway, one thing it said was it basically says the Tao came before the gods. So you have this idea where it's like God didn't create the universe. There was a universe and God came out of the universe. So there is so you can have this idea where there is sort of like a natural law behind everything, even the way supernatural things work. It's not even, nothing is supernatural to me. It's all like, you know what I'm saying? Like if something happens, then it really did happen. I don't know everything that happens, but that's just to say that God, like the universe is or whatever, there might be something bigger than the universe, but you know what I mean? Like God did not create it. God came from it. And that was really powerful to me. The idea that there's this natural force that is more powerful than even God, like which would be, I guess, the Tao, but the Tao Te Ching also says the Tao that can be described is not the eternal Tao. So you can't.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
So but that's my idea of it. You know what I'm saying? It's close to my libertarian beliefs of because if you think about it, I'm an anarchist, right? And the whole argument for anarchism relies on like humans being able to to live in a natural way without authority, and just the way we live, kind of, I don't want to say like animals, but you know what I mean, just like living. There's a natural way we can just live without authority, is what I'm trying to say. So
like live like in a harmonious way, just by being yourself and not having to obey someone.
yes, exactly. So that's my whole thing, man. Like, and I think spirituality is very much linked to psychology. And I think religion can be dangerous to your psychology, but it can be beneficial to your psychology. And one thing I read in this book about like religion and psychology, I read this in that book, and I read this from an Aldous Huxley essay, and that the psychology book is called How Religion Changes Your Mind or Your Brain or something like that. But yeah, so basically it is damaging to your psychology to believe in an angry, vicious, vengeful God. You know, like you'd be scared constantly. You know what I'm saying? Your every
Yeah.
move you would be agonizing. Am I gonna go to hell over your every single move? And that happened to my little brother when we were young. He had
Oh.
OCD. He had OCD, and he became very religious, very Catholic.
Oh.
And my parents even took him to the local priest, and the local priest explained to him like this is not what Catholicism is. This is not how you should be living. The local priest even told him that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. That's interesting. Like, how did he turn out?
My brother?
Yeah.
He's an atheist now.
Oh. He still got OCD?
I don't know. I think well, my mom one time told me that like, oh, Noah will always have like, my brother's name is Noah. So, my mom told me one time like, oh, Noah will always have like something like that. You know what I'm saying? But when I talk to my brother, he talks about it in like the past tense, like, oh, like back when I was like that, or about, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh.
I don't know. So,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I didn't know, like, if it's, there were people that were OCD religious.
yeah, yeah. Religion can can lead to some very intense OCD. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, this goes with any sort of morality or rules to live by. Like, yeah, like if you constantly have to evaluate your every action, that's not natural at all. That's mental illness, honestly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think, yeah, this goes back to my argument. I think if religion it would damage you like this, then you just gotta stop believing in it and either replace it. I mean, you should definitely replace it, because if you don't, you become a nihilist, and that can be even worse. But the point, I think, like a point about religion that many don't understand, but like this goes towards like anything, like any way of living, like religion, morality. It kind of gives you some rules to live by, and that's good, and that's good in a certain way, because humans have got to feel like they are part of purpose, so to speak. So if you don't believe in anything, if you are a nihilist, if you think that there are no rules, there's no reason behind anything, like there's nothing you should do, then you become depressed, because I mean that's how we are as humans. We need a certain degree of rules, but I believe they have to be good rules, if you know what I mean. So
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
Like you know, if you like, there are some religions, I won't name them, that promote killing other people. But, like, that's not a good rule.
Yeah.
There are rules like, in general, like the best best religion would be maybe something like the Tao, like I'm not really. I'm surprised you called it a religion. By the way, isn't
Uh,
it more like a philosophy?
well, so it started off as a religion, and then it branched
Okay.
off into two forms, which is religious Taoism and philosophical Taoism. And
Oh,
that's actually the reason I thought that I could go to a Christian church and still be a Taoist, because I thought, hey, I'll just be a philosophical Taoist. You know what I'm saying? But it's more,
oh,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It's still there's
yeah,
still some disagreements, but so I don't know.
yeah.
But I don't know. Continue. We can talk about other things later. But
So
yeah,
yeah, I'm interested in this. So, would you say you're a Taoist?
I would
No.
say I am really what I am is a universalist. And
Okay.
I don't know exactly like what this means, but yeah, I don't know if you're
What do you?
what's up.
Wait.
No,
What do
I
you
know
mean?
what universalism means, but I don't know if you're familiar with like Aldous Huxley and perennialism. Um,
Uh, I don't know perennialism.
okay,
I can Google it quick,
yeah,
or you can. Okay, that's it. Perennialism. Perennialism is an educational philosophy emphasizing enduring, universally true ideas and concepts, often derived from classical works and great thinkers throughout history. Okay, so this is like a sort of universalism.
yeah. So it's basically about like um, it's like look at all the different world religions and look at what is common to all of them, and you can come to an understanding, just like a general human understanding of spirituality, um, by just seeing what is constant in all these religions. You know what I'm saying? If I don't know if that makes sense or not, but yeah,
I like the common themes in a way.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting.
But
Uh,
Aldous Huxley talks about specifically. He was an American philosopher. He in like the mid 1900s or something like that. He wrote these books. He wrote a lot about religion, and he basically taught. He goes through these religious texts and points out specifically things that are common in each of them, and he also wrote a book called Doors of Perception, where he takes mescaline and he writes down his whole experience. So he was into psychedelics as well, and I have this other book called it's called Rational Mysticism, which is about like psychedelics and spirituality and stuff like that. And it's very interesting. I think psychedelics can teach us things about spirituality. You know.
indeed. I think, yeah, on this point about psychs, I think psychedelics are a sort of um, catalyzer, a sort of booster, a sort of um, substance that helps you become more in touch with your spirituality, with the world, with God, and I think yeah. I know Huxley took that
Hmm.
was interested in that sort of stuff.
Hmm. Yeah. Definitely. He was a cool guy. He was a cool guy. And
Proved.
what's up?
I said approved.
Yeah. So, I mean, are there any religions you would say that you admire or like, or do you just kind of go with your own mind on things?
Honestly, I'm trying to build I'm trying to build my own rules for life, like based on like what I think is best for me and humans in general. And like a big thing which I discovered is I think we have to return to a more natural way of living. I think we are becoming less human with all this technology, and I think it's a kind of okay. This sounds alarmist, but it's kind of a disaster. The amount of people that are dependent and addicted to technology, including me. So I think it's best if we return to a more natural lifestyle, and if we try to do stuff that our earliest ancestors did, like the earliest Homo sapiens. Like what they did, they lived in enclosed, tight, small communities, and they knew all of each other. They cared for each other very much, and they were the tribe, so they were part of a tribe, and that was like sort of their meaning, like the tribe you were in, the family, the small village. So like as a religion, as a rule of life, I think like for what I'm trying to build is I'm trying to return to, but I'm not saying we should ditch technology, because technology is very useful, but I'm saying like we should live more naturally. We shouldn't stay on phones 5 hours a day. We shouldn't we should work as less as we can on computers, and we should unless it's a job and you do other things. But like my brother, he works too much on the computer, and I think all this abstract thinking, it's too much to do. It's I don't know. I'm a massive abstract thinker, but I think we've gone a bit too far. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think we should kind of return to more natural behaviors, more ancestral behaviors. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's cool. I feel that, dude. Like, because, I think technology the way we use technology is not always beneficial to our mental health, just in terms of like how mean we are to other people on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean,
Yeah, that's
think if you lived way back before the internet and you weren't exposed to fascism every day, you weren't exposed to all this hatred every day. You know what I'm saying? Like it
yes.
it would be out of sight, out of mind. You know what I'm saying? And you wouldn't be constantly worrying about it. And
Yeah, all this breaking news, someone is dying, people are dying, everything is a disaster. That's really damaging.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's like a main the main idea of that I'm gonna build off my own rules of life.
Yeah, man. Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. I had a very similar idea. I wanted to create. This sounds really weird, but I wanted to create my own religion, but it would be a religion of one, just for me, one member of this religion, just me. You know what I'm saying? Like that was sort of my idea, but it's very difficult to do actually. But I'm trying to do the same thing, dude. Yeah, definitely.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, that's it. By the way, what were gonna explain more about Taoism, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm interested, Dao, like the guy, like that was the guy that invented Taoism.
No. The guy who invented Taoism was Lao Tzu.
Oh yeah, Lao Tzu. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
He wrote the Tao Te Ching.
So he invented it like a religion, you say?
Well, it definitely was a religion, a real religion. You know, like way back then. You know what I'm saying? Like for sure.
Did it have like the supernatural element, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, they believed they could reach immortality. They were trying to reach immortality. Through like, well, it was like a kind of alchemy. You know what I'm saying? So.
Did they have like gods and stuff?
I believe it was a polytheistic religion. One thing I read one time is that they viewed like the gods as sort of having their own like their whole own society. And it was like and it was in their society governed ours or something like that. I don't know if that's, I don't know. I'm more into like just like the philosophy behind it. I don't know like what the exact like religious beliefs are, because there's so much conflicting information. It's hard to find good information about like the real religious beliefs on like the American internet. You know what I'm saying? But what I know a lot about the yin yang. I have a whole book on the yin yang. I do know my Taoist astrology. I have a book on Chinese astrology, and Chinese astrology comes from Taoism. And I've read various. I have a book on Taoism and anarchism. In anarchist analysis of all these old Taoist texts, and I have like a few different like of the classic philosophical texts from way back when. You know what I'm saying? But there's no book I have that's really like something like the Bible for Taoism. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know if something like that exists or not, but I don't know.
Yeah, I like this. I think I like this idea of polytheistic religion more than monotheistic.
Why?
I just think it leaves room for interpretation and for customization, so to speak, for each person.
Yeah.
Because when you have like a monotheistic religion, like, I mean, to me at least, it seems like you have to believe like the thing that there is like one God and one God only, and like I don't really like this idea. I don't like this idea that there is only one God. Because maybe I don't understand it well, but I think it tries to deny other gods, so it kind of tries to deny other ideas. but I think it's better if you have multiple gods and you leave room for interpretation, and
Yeah.
you customize it for yourself.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am, and I well,
Are you
so
like
I thought I could be this way with Christianity as well, and I thought I could. I think I can, but I don't know if I can go to like a church, like be a member of a church and do this, because you will run into those people who are like really strict, like I believe exactly what the Bible says, and they are like really difficult to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, but yeah, so I would say like I believe in a mix of like Christianity, deism, and Taoism. If it's possible to synthesize those things, at least that's what I'm into. So
Yeah, that's cool. I think we shouldn't bother too much with these labels, Christian, Taoism, or whatever. As in the Tao, it says the true Tao is not the Tao that can be spoken,
yeah,
or something like. Was that correct?
yeah. I've heard it said that way, and I've heard it said the way I said it. So yeah.
How did you say it?
The Tao that can be, I think it was like the Tao that can be
Oh, yeah, yeah.
described is not the eternal Tao.
Oh.
The,
Oh.
yeah. The Tao that can be described is not the eternal Tao.
Yeah, I like this one more. Yeah, so yeah, the Tao that can be described is not the eternal Tao. So as long as we try to fit into boxes, I'm Christian, or I'm Taoist, or like you are not really, you're kind of distancing yourself from God. So you really kind of have to feel it. Try to look into your soul. Like this is not logical exercise to do.
Yeah, I think that is a big insight that psychedelics can give people. Because in our first debate, I don't know if you recall, when we were talking about psychedelics, you were saying like, we are all one. You know what I'm saying? And these books I have, they actually talk about like, the idea is like I guess some insight is they've had on these psychedelics. I forget how it was like justified or whatever, but basically when we die, our consciousness becomes one with all of the universe, and we are like a collective conscious collective conscious sort of thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I also had that idea. It's an interesting idea. Like sort of this life is like, or even this world is sort of like how can I say it? Like a variation in the oneness of a universe. It's like a spike in activity. It's like a wave that will, like the waves in the water. Like we call it waves, but there's still water. It's just the water.
Yeah.
We are just when our life will end, like basically the wave will end, and we return back until there is another wave maybe, and I don't know how it feels to be at one with the water, but I think I don't know. I think I don't know what to think.
So we've gone for about 45 minutes. Do you have anything else you'd like to say?
I think not about this topic. Just if y'all want to join and debate and discuss, or just chill with us, you can join this Discord.
Yeah, I'll drop a link to the International Debate League server, and I'll drop a link to my channel's server in the description. So,
Yeah.
cause what's up?
Yeah, do you want to say something?
Yeah, I'll just say, clarify there that we did start a server for that debate league we were talking about. I don't know if you heard at the end of one of our other videos I was talking about. I think it was the last one we did. So we are going to start this debate league. It's called the International Debate League, and that is mostly where we hang out. My channel's server still isn't very active. I'm kind of just like waiting till I get a bigger following. To really work on that server. So, but yeah, I'll drop a link to both of those servers, regardless. And yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the discussion. And yeah, I think it was dope. I think it was cool.
I think this was the best one actually.
Yeah, definitely. So anyway, peace, you guys. Wait one second. Let me open up my phone so I can stop the recording. Adios.